would like to welcome all of you today. It's my honor to be with you. This is my second time with LMI. I had a previous visit to Pakistan and I was very pleased with my participation in the Karachi International Conference on 6th and the 7th of April 2019. I would like to thank Mr. and Mrs. Shamim for giving me this opportunity to be with you today to meet my old friends or the staff of LMI. On top of them, I'm Anjum Akhtar and the honorable presence. All of us today combined by one inspiration, love nature, and Montessori. I'd like to introduce myself to you. I am Huda Abdelaziz. I'm Huda Abdelaziz, a Montessori educator, and I am a mother of 5 girls and 4 grandsons. My start, my start with Montessori was more than 32 years ago when I became a mother. I have benefited from it a lot in raising my daughters and on a personal level, as Montessori was the turning point in my life. I started studying Montessori in all its where Dr. Montessori used the music intensely in all stages. We are celebrating these days the 152nd of Dr. Montessori's birthday. That great woman who left us this effective global system in raising and upbringing our children. Now it's our turn to make our contributions in serving this beautiful creation, this beautiful creature, which is in fact the basic building block in the universe. Let me tell you about our efforts to spread Montessori here in Egypt and in the Arab world in general. I'm the owner and director of MCHA, a Montessori school and a training institute. I have trained hundreds of teachers and mothers here in Egypt and in all the Arabian countries. I've held several training courses in Morocco, Saudi Arabia, Algeria, and Jordan. We also launched a website to train teachers and mothers online by holding 12 months training courses through the site as well as Zoom meetings. Due to the circumstances of COVID-19, I asked God to protect everyone. In cooperation with Helwan University, we launched the A Step for Montessori Education initiative and provided scholarships to a very large number of students from the Faculty of Early Childhood Education. Currently, I work on the design of a Montessori curriculum and a school for the Ibn Khaldun Foundation in Saudi Arabia. Today, we will talk about observation and discoveries. Let me share the presentation first. Okay. Wait. Okay. We will talk we will talk about how Dr. Montessori was able to build this educational system
Please
and
get back to
where
your
did she
seats
start.
without wasting time. जहाँ जगह मिले वहाँ बैठ जाइए.
What? What? Something wrong? Okay. We will talk. I will complete, okay? We will talk about how Dr. Montessori was able to build this. What? What happened? What happened? I didn't get you. What happened? Something wrong? Okay, I will complete. Okay. Something wrong? What happened?
Yes,
Mike?
ma'am, you carry on. Everybody is listening to you.
I don't know what happened. I didn't get you. You got my presentation? Hello?
Yes, yes, carry on.
Okay. Today, today we will talk about how Dr. Montessori was able to build this educational system and where did she start? Because the starting point here is very important as it is the basic of her entire educational system and it is summarized in one word: observation. This magic word that opens doors for you to the child's world. This word which represents the link between you and the child. Observation, consciously, silently, and without any prejudices. It is the starting to understand the child. Observation is what makes you know when a child is going through his or her sensitive period for walking, speaking, reading, and writing, or learning numbers. If you notice some signs or behaviors show you that the child is going through a sensitive period, you should help him to explode and pass it successfully. For example, if you notice your baby at home and found him lifting his chest from the ground up and trying to hold the edges of the table or the chair, try to stand and repeated his attempts several times. So you should know that he passes sensitive period of walking. So what you should do? What should you do? You should start helping him. By what? Give him your hand to lean on. Rearrange the furniture in the house so he can have the edges on which he can pass himself so he able to practice walking. Remove obstacles from his way. Go out to nature and gardens to let him practice walking. Do not hold him, but let him walk on the ground and help him by holding his hand. Walk slowly and in a way that suits the child's movement. If he stops, you must stop waiting for him. If he's busy watching a flower or bird or firefly, wait until he is satisfied and do not rush him. So did Dr. Montessori with the children of Casa de Bambini. Dr. Montessori was involved in Casa de Bambini, but there was no stipulated method of education. She was a keen observer of children. She studied them scientifically. Thus, like a scientist, she began to observe and experiment new things. She noted every response. If she saw some unusual behavior in a child, she would say, I won't believe it now. I shall if it happens again. The children began to reveal their nature, and after nearly 22 years of such experimentation, Dr. Montessori could say that she had found a method of helping children in their educational pursuit. In her book, The Secret of the Childhood, Chapter 19, Observation and Discoveries, page 189, the Arabic copy, she wrote the discoveries that she based on to put her educational system. Those, those are repetition first, repetition and observation. She watched a girl doing knob slender exercise. She notes that the girl repeats the exercise over and over without moving her eye from it. Dr. Montessori asked the teacher to make the children think, but the girl did not lose her focus on the material and continue repeating. She went to her, means Dr. Montessori. She went to her side and then to the chair on which the material was placed on. So the child transferred the material to her leg and continued her walk. From here, Dr. Montessori began to count the number of times of repetition of the exercise. She found them 42 times, and when the child stopped, she looked like she awakened from a dream. Then she smiled happily while her eyes glittered. For no apparent reason, her mission is over. Dr. Montessori discovered that when the child learns the exercise more carefully and in details, the repetition becomes more and more. The free choice. Second, the free choice. Children are free to choose their work. They choose the activity that satisfies their inner needs and so on. The third is toys. Dr. Maria had not that. When she offered toys to children, they enjoyed them for some time and then left them. She realized that toys in child's life may represent small importance. He looks at toys like the adult looks at the chess. It is joyful, but just taking hours. He needs he needs what help him to grow, develop, and raise from a lower stage to a higher stage. Something help him. Reward and punishment. One day she found a child sitting on a chair in the middle of the room. She asked the teacher. She answered that he was punished. He was sitting without any sense of shame. He didn't care. While there was another child hanging a badge, a badge on his chest as a reward. He soon took it off and gave it to the punished child. From here, Dr. Montessori had released that the child doesn't care about rewards or punishment. He doesn't care. The fifth is the quiet. She carried a 4 month girl and entered the study room. So the children are gathered around her. She said to them, "Do not make a sound. No one of you can do like her. See how her breeze is quiet? No one of you can do that." The children had started to hold their breath and do not make a move. They then they returned to their work while they keep the stem quiet so they can hear every sound coming from outside, such as raindrops and songbirds. From here, Dr. Montessori introduced silence activity, realized that the child are sensitive to quiet. Also from here, she realized that each exercise has a corrector of error, the noise corrected by the quiet, as well as any errors in exercises can be corrected. Dignity and respect. Children have a deep sense of personal dignity, and adults do not have a clear understanding of how they hurt kids and suppress them easily. Seventh, chaos. Children have the ability to combine order with and chaos. At the same time, kids love orders and tend to put everything in place in one condition that they found the environment around them organized and arranged. Children become angry and very nervous in an unorganized environment. So we have to keep the environment arranged and quiet. Writing and reading. She observed that writing separated from reading. Writing precedes reading. Writing, children start to write letters before read them. You can say they draw them. Then they learn letters using movable alphabet books. Then started to extract them from the shop signs while they're walking with their parents. That's what Dr. Montessori said. They become more eager to extract the alphabet letters than reading words. They prefer reading without books. They don't like to learn reading from books. At the end of the chapter, Dr. Montessori recorded a list of what the child prefers and what he rejects as a waste of time in a way that shows us himself. He tried to let us show what he wants, what he likes, and what he dislikes. What the child prefers. Repetition of the exercise. The free choice. Control of error. Movement analyze. Silence activity. Good manner. Attention for personal hygiene. Writing separated from reading. Writing precedes reading. Reading without books. Commitment to free activity. Also, sense training. And it's an important, very important point. Sense training. What child refused? Reward and punishment. He don't care about punishment or reward. Books to teach spelling. Group lessons. Of course, there are group lessons in Montessori education, and they are used as a problem solving or special activities such as silence activity. But most often are the individual lesson. When we teach the child from 0 to 6, lessons must be individual. But after 6, from 6 to 12, he prefers group lessons. But now you must teach the child using individual lesson from 0 to 6. Also, he refused system and test, toys, and teacher table. So most of the activities offered to children in Casa di Bambini are the results of child's observation. Quote of Dr. Montessori: early childhood education is the key of the betterment of society. Thanks for listening. Thank you and hope you enjoyed my lecture. Have a great conference and fruitful 2 days with these elite instructors. Thank you and goodbye. Thank you. Thank you. Any questions?
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
बंद कर दिया? Thank you very much, Hoda. It was very nice, but internet problem is not giving us very clear idea, but that was very nice. Thank you very much for joining us. Let's see you
Thank you.
tomorrow. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.